I am God. I am Rim Mary. I've explained this in almost all my videos. The ghost of Aaliyah Dana Houghton is on the front of my body, and she was Mary. The Mary who carried Jesus Christ. Aaliyah Dana Houghton died in a plane crash on the 25th of August 2001 in the Bahamas. And her ghost is on my body, and I rim her. That's how it happened. I mean, I didn't what happened was her ghost, I found her ghost on top of me. What's it like? That's a good question. Well, I kind of have a sort of a tangy taste on my tongue all the time. Yeah. And she uses her mouth as well on me. She's upside down. So, why am I talking about this? Well, I'll explain. So I posted things on Facebook. My last video I posted, I said, I am God, I am the gingerbread man, and I drive a ginger car. Explaining that I have a orange car, which you could say is a ginger car, because what color is ginger? Ginger is orange red. That's the thing, right? Because, and a ginger person would, so orange gets called red. That's the thing. Because if you see someone who's ginger, they get, ginger people, they get, someone who has ginger hair will get called redhead. But quite often it's more like an orange red, isn't it? Anyway, and this is all, I have to explain this because there's all this word magic, and it's important. I explained that my Aunt Christine Neal is a ginger-haired woman, and her husband, called Donald, is, in a sense, the gingerbread man as well, because he bred with Christine Neal, and he made 2 sons, Andrew and Philip. So it's word magic. The fact is that they've used the gingerbread man spell to try to keep me stuck. And also, what else is it? There's ginger ale, ginger beer, ginger snaps, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's all word magic as well. So now if we go look at the, there was that race, that Red Bull race. So I used to watch Formula 1, and about the time when I stopped, I couldn't be bothered really to watch Formula 1 anymore, but I watched Max Verstappen. He won in Abu Dhabi in 2001. It was a very close race between him and Lewis Hamilton. And yeah, and it's interesting because Christian Horner was the team principal, wasn't he? I think, team principal, team owner, or whatever, right? Christian Horner, and he's married to Jerry Halliwell, or Jerry Horner, whoever her name is now. She was known as Ginger Spice, and she was in the film Gran Turismo. My Name is Grant. So obviously Red Bull, obviously ginger-haired person is called a red-haired person. Red Bull. And obviously, the symbolism with Red Bull, I drink Red Bull. I've been drinking a lot of it recently. It's 2 bulls, and there's the sun disk in the middle, right? It's, 2 is bi, right? B-I means 2. Bible. So this is, this is magic. I'm God, I am the Word. So Red Bull, and I suppose the word rebel. You know what it means to be a rebel, right? REBEL. But it sounds like, it doesn't sound like rebel is, if you rebel, it's a, yeah. Well, there's rebel, rebel. It's said in different ways, okay? Depending what you're trying to say. Anyway, what else can I say about this? Well, see, the thing is that people keep using computer magic against me. And I know this. I know quite a lot of computer stuff because I was a network engineer. I was a Cisco certified network engineer, okay? I was a CCNA wireless. I used to work for the NHS in third line infrastructure support. And so, Max Verstappen. Well, Max is a very interesting name because it's spelled M-A-X. M-A is a short way of saying mum or mother. X is a way of, well, it could mean, you're not in a relation, X, usually means you're not friends with someone or you're not in a relationship with someone anymore, right? So if you're in a relationship with someone and you separate, you're X, right? So Max or my X. And obviously computers, so all computers, when you connect to the internet, whether it's a smartphone or it's a PC or a laptop or a tablet, they have network interface cards. They have, which is, it's either a built-in network interface card or chip or, and it has a MAC address associated with that network interface, whether it's wired or it's wireless. And, it's like a string of hexadecimal values. Yeah, it's something like that. So this is all connected with, and obviously, if you go to McDonald's, people like to eat Big Macs, and I don't eat Big Macs, but I do eat mac and cheese. So this is all really complex magic. It's all complex word magic, and people, and this is the thing, right? Because I smoke cigarettes. Cigarettes have nicotine in them, and NICs, which are network interface cards, have MAC addresses. And just to make it, and this is the thing, like I say, I rim Mary. And, there's that, the fastest car in the world now. It's like, it's considered like the most powerful car in the world or something. It's called Rimac. So that's the thing, right? I am Rim Mary. But it's word magic to basically say that when I rim Mary, there's a MAC address associated with it. It's trying to pretend that I'm a computer, right? I mean, obviously I compute things, but I'm not a box of electronic components. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in a physical flesh body. It's simply word magic being used to steal energy from me. It's all about trying to hide my identity. What's going on here? Hang on. I mean, even if you think about the word camera, spell camera backwards, it's A-R-E-M-A-C. Rimac is in the word, when you spell camera backwards, it's R-Mac or Rimac. Arimac. So, and also, when I say rim, obviously toilets have a rim. Yeah. Rim is a dirty thing, isn't it, really? I mean, Rimac and mac and cheese. Yeah. Yeah, it's a dirty job. I mean, it's a bit different because obviously Mary, well, she's a ghost sitting on my tongue. So I suppose it's not quite as dirty as people who do, who have, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway. Blah, blah, blah. What did I want to say? Okay, so yeah, there's McDonald's Big Mac. So my aunt's husband, my aunt and her husband, they live in Monmouth in South Wales. It got flooded on my birthday, the 14th of November. I could see a news, I posted a video about it. It was BBC News, and they were talking about the flooding in Monmouth. And on the side of the screen, where they have they advertise different stories while they're talking about the main news story. They've got all these pictures of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. The thing is about my uncle is he's an evil demon. He's a porn-obsessed pervert. And I keep telling him I'm God, and he doesn't want to listen. He wants to die, obviously. So yeah, Monmouth floods. And the other thing I posted off after that was Mac flooding. I mean, think of it. People, think, oh, I'm going to McDonald's and we get my Big Mac. Their mouth starts to saliva. They get, the saliva floods their mouth. Yeah. And then there's Mac flooding, which is a type of network attack, which is, switches. So, usually most people at home don't really have. Well, they usually don't have switches. Not network switches. I mean, in data, I used to work in a data center where they had Cisco switches and mostly, and they have MAC address tables. And what it does is, it's every device is supposed to connect with its MAC address, and it gets added to a MAC address table so all the devices can communicate. But a Mac flood, a Mac flooding attack is basically, overloading the switch with faulty or fake MAC addresses. So it forces the switch to act in a hub mode. It basically, it's a type of, it's a hacking attack. Okay, but why is that important? Because Mac and flooding has to do, is a word that is associated with water. And this is the problem. The world, it keeps trying to avoid loving me. The world doesn't want to love me, so it doesn't give me any water. So instead, what it wants to do is pretend I'm a computer and use all these different types of word magic and food magic, because obviously I eat mac and cheese, and some people eat Big Macs, and I'm Rem Mary or Rem Mac. It's all this word magic that people keep attacking me with. So, and this is the thing, because my aunt, she's a ginger woman, you call her a redhead. In the book of Revelation, it talks about the woman and the scarlet beast, and she's drunk on the blood of the saints. Yeah, she's a redhead. Yeah, so that's what my aunt is. She's a whore drunk on the blood of saints. And she's an evil demon. And the rest of her family, yeah. I'm God. I just happen to be in their biological family. So, what else can I say about all this? Did I? Yeah, okay. So, obviously there's that makeup, it's called Rimmel. Women will wear things like Rimmel mascara and stuff like that. Why is that important? Well, Rim, as I explained, and Mel, or L, E-L, E-L is a word that originates from the Phoenician language and used in Hebrew as well. It's spelled E-L, and it's a generic way of saying God, lowercase g-O-D, right? It's a very, it's a basic word for saying God. So what more can I say? This is the thing. I use lots of different devices. I have used so many computers and smartphones through the years, and they all have different MAC addresses. The world wants to pretend I'm a computer or I'm a smartphone. They keep playing this magic trick. And that's the thing. I'm not those things. I'm not macaroni and cheese, right? I eat macaroni and cheese. It goes through my body and comes out as shit. And I've explained this before, how people keep trying to use food magic against me, because that's the thing. They want to associate the fact that I eat the food. My body. I am the light. The expression "stay in the light." Well, shit. Food goes in me, and then it comes out, and then demons want to pretend that my shit is the light, and then it's all about trying to transfer my energy through the word shit or poo or excrete to other people, and people think my light shines out of their ass, basically. This is how I'm explaining how the magic works. So, and then, obviously this is all connected to the fact that, there's a game and it's called Skyrim, and the main character, he's called Dovahkiin, which is obviously, it's spelled, I don't, how is it spelled exactly? It's like D-O-V A-H-K-I-I-N. It's something like that, or maybe there's no H in it, I don't remember. But dove is what represents the Holy Spirit, and the character in the game Skyrim, he's called Dovahkiin, and his power, he wears a helmet. He has a helmet with ram's horns, and he shouts at the dragon with his words, and he defeats the dragon he has these magic shouts, these magic words, he slays the dragon, and he absorbs the power of the dragon, and he's called Dragonborn. And this is the thing, because my mom was an evil demon. I was raised by, before she died, I was convinced she was Satan. I was actually convinced that she was Satan, because I was learning who I am. I was figuring out that I was God at the time, and so in a way, I slayed the dragon. She died because of, it was because of me. It's because of my power. That's why she died. And I am Dragonborn in a sense. Yes, I am. I'm Dovahkiin. I'm the dove. I'm the Holy Spirit. I'm Skyrim. I'm Rimek. I'm Rimmeri. I am the Word. I am God. The second coming of Jesus Christ. I was Jesus Christ. I'm living in a world that hates me, and I'm not very happy about it. I'm here for vengeance. And people will not like it. So, what do I want to mention? What else do I want to mention? I mean, obviously, you know, rim is a word, is associated with different things, I suppose. I mean, a glass has a rim, or a mug has a rim around it. A toilet has a rim around it. You know, a jar could have a rim around it. You know what I mean? Like, rhyme and rim. I suppose there's some similarity there. Buster Rhymes. I've actually got a model. I got Max. You know, I got a model of Max Verstappen's Formula One car somewhere. I think it's buried under a pile of trash, or it's somewhere. I don't know where I put it. It was like something like that size. It's not my face, you know what I mean. It's just it's sized about, you know, it's about, I don't know, probably about that long. Something like that. It's somewhere in the house. I don't usually buy stuff like that. I bought it for magic reasons. That's why I bought it. It's why I buy a lot of stuff. That's usually why I buy things quite often. Magic items. So, rim is a sex act, and people were warned about sodomy. Don't do it. The thing that happened with Adam and Eve was that they wanted to be like God. Not because they liked God, they wanted to copy God. And God said, don't do that. And that's what they tried to do. Because and that's a form of magic. That is trying to copy me, God. When people do those things, all they're trying to do is mimic me and impersonate me in order to try to steal my authority and power. And that's how you go to destruction and die. So I've explained it. And I've explained that, obviously the word sow is a very confusing word. How do you plant seeds in the soil? You sow them. You sow the seeds. And sowing seeds is, I mean, the word sow is in Sodom, isn't it? And sodomy, yeah. Evil demons, lying spirits want to pretend. You know, they don't listen. They don't. They're only interested in doing word magic. It's a battle. So yeah, there's ginger beer, ginger ale, yeah, Krabby's ginger ale. There was a Krabby's ginger alcoholic beverage. I drink those sometimes. Smack My Bitch Up, yeah, the Prodigy. It's got that crab on the front. Mac Smack, Return of the Mac, all that stuff. And this is the other thing, because when I was a teenager, I had a Power Mac G5 Quad. I am Power Mac. What does it mean to power? Well, obviously, I owned that computer. My mum gave me the money, her credit cards, to buy that computer. I spent the money on that computer. It was I owned that computer. I kept it. And I got rid of it when I got rid of it a long time ago. But what I'm trying to say is that I am Power Mac. The world, what it wants to try to do is try to steal my identity through things like IP addresses and MAC addresses and all types of computer magic and word magic and food magic and art magic and all kinds of things like that. And I'm simply explaining that the power that is associated with the word Mac or MAC address or Macs, it's my power. Have you ever seen the Homer Simpsons episode where he changes his name to Max Power? Well, I am Max Power. I am Power Mac. You notice how my initials are GS. That stands for Grant Salvin. G5 looks like my initials because 5 looks like an S. G5. You know, and people use mobiles. They have 5G. (5G) mobile connectivity. Didn't Esau have ginger hair? Yeah, I think it mentions in the scriptures, it talks about Esau. You know, there's Jacob and Esau had ginger hair, I think. Yeah, I mean, obviously. Let me search. See what I find. So ginger hair Bible. So I'll do a search on that. Yeah, in the Bible, red or ginger hair is notably associated with figures like Esau and King David. Oh, I didn't know that. Who are described as having a reddish appearance. Yeah. Well, it's an important word, red, because, what color is blood? Red. How do you read a book? Read can be read. That read, if I say if I have read the Bible, that means that I have read the words of the Bible. And obviously, in some Bibles, the letters of Jesus are in the color red. Why is the word red, R-E-D, sound the same as R-E-A-D? The past tense of read, which is also spelled exactly the same. It doesn't matter. Read in the present tense, so I read is spelled R-E-A-D. The past tense is also spelled R-E-A-D. So, which is very confusing. And obviously there are different words. There's like next to a river, you might find a reed. A plant, which is R-E-E-D. And then my aunt, her maiden name, so my aunt Christine Neal, her maiden name was Reed, which is R-E-I-D. It was my mom's maiden name, Reed. And what happened was she married my dad, who was called Charles Salvin, and she got pregnant, they got divorced, I was born, and my mum didn't want to change her surname. She didn't want to go back to Fiona Reed. She wanted to keep Salvin as her surname, and her excuse for that was she didn't want people to get confused about the fact that she was my mum. She didn't want to have a different surname from me. She wanted to have the same surname as me. But ultimately, she was being a witch. Because that's all she ever was, a demon witch. And the thing is, if you say red hair, well, you can hear the word in that, which is rare. I am God. I am rare. There's only one of me. I'm one of one. Rare. People like to eat rare meat. Meat with blood in it, which people were commanded not to do. The life force of the animal is in its blood. This is the thing. What's this? It says red bull. Well, bulls aren't normally... Well, obviously people call the Bible, right? You can see there's two bulls on there. That's bi. B-I. It's word magic. And the thing is, well, there's the prophecy about the red heifer. So the people who live in Israel, people who are, they have their religion. They call it Judaism. They're they talk about the red heifer, which is a red cow. It's a red bull, isn't it? Basically. Yeah. Anyway. What else is associated with bull that's red? Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because when people have bullfights, bulls, they don't like the color red. It makes them get angry. Strange that, isn't it? Yeah. And then, obviously, when a bull bleeds blood, well, blood is red, isn't it? Yeah. This video, I wanted to explain that I am Rim Mary, and the fact is that I eat macaroni and cheese. I am Mac, basically. I mean, the thing is, Mac, it's a tricky word because Ma, M-A, is a way of saying mum, and C is the third letter of the alphabet, and 3 is associated with the Empress card in the tarot deck. As you can see, that's this is the tarot box. I'll show you the card, shall I? Anyways, 4 is the Emperor and 3 is the Empress, if I can find her. So where is she? Oh, she's right. Here she is. Number 3. You can see at the top. It says number 3 in Roman numerals. So, but the thing is that I eat macaroni and cheese. I smoke cigarettes which has nicotine in them. Nicks on computer nicks, that things that connect to the internet. They use network interfaces. They have MAC addresses. IP urine. All right, IP address and IP urine. And people want to think, oh, that's IP address. See, they keep wanting to try to use word magic to try to siphon my power. My urine, my pee, my piss, it's my fountain. I'm the fountain of living waters. So, now that I've explained all these things, what I want to do a tarot reading. The Emperor. Very first card, yeah? The Emperor. Whoa. 7 of Wands. So making a stand. I'm standing up for myself. Eight of Wands. The Magician. The Lovers. Ten of Swords. So I think I'll stop there. Yeah. I'm the emperor, standing up for myself, quickly moving towards the magician, the lovers, 10 of swords. So the world has betrayed me and used all these different types of magic against me. Sex magic, word magic, food magic, computer magic, identity fraud. That's what it is. The world is using... The world keeps trying to steal my identity by using magic, sorcery, witchcraft. So what's this talking about? I'm the emperor and I'm standing up for myself, and I'm quickly going towards the magician, the lovers, 10 of swords. So this is, the lovers are in big trouble. Yeah? Big trouble. People who think they can use sorcery and magic and sex magic and witchcraft against me are going to be destroyed. People should be aware. Jesus told people what would happen to murderers, idolaters, sorcerers, magicians, liars, adulterers, fornicators, thieves, enemies of God. Yeah, destruction is what will happen to them.